welcome to another makeup tutorial. I don't have really much planned for this makeup tutorial other than I know that I want a smoky eye. So we're going to be going in with my Mary Kay palette today. But other than that, let's go ahead and get started. I've already prepped my face, it's all washed, all moisturized, and I put my lovely little barrier on it, which is also by Mary Kay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Today I'm going to be using my e.l.f. Camo CC Cream again, mixed with my Timewise Luminous 3D Foundation in matte. And I'm just going to mix these two together, and then we're going to get these on my face after I wet my beauty blender. And there's that. But actually, I'm going to try the underpainting where you put everything underneath foundation and then put on powder, just to see how it looks. At least I have this ready, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. So I did find out that tapping actually works better for me, as I've been messing around with this for a while instead of swiping, so I'm just gonna stick with that. Wow, it looks really red in the camera. Well, this is against my actual skin tone, so I can definitely see why it would make me look like I got sunburnt. But now we're gonna go in with my highlighter, which I'm gonna be using Grande Glow. Alright, now we are super shiny. Super shiny, super sunburnt. Let's go ahead and mix this finally. So it seems like my foundation has covered everything on this side. So this underpainting was a bust. I think I'm going to stick with my typical put on foundation, put on anything else that's cream, whatever in the future. But this was a fun experiment and I'm glad that I learned something. Yeah, it's not showing up at all, so I'm gonna go in again with my blush, wherever I put it. And again, this is the blush by Mary Kay in the color Sparkle Change. We love her. I expect it to last pretty long since of how bulky it is. And it's travel size too, which is nice. I've heard some people use the blush for not only their cheeks, but also for a lipstick. I've used it on my eyes before. It made for a really pretty and very, what's the word, buildable color to work with. So I really enjoy working with these. There we go. Now we got some color back on the cheeks. I think the highlighter is the only thing that's still showing up, so I'm actually not going to put on any highlighter. If I want more of a glow, I do have some shimmery eyeshadows, so let's go ahead and dust myself off. Now we have that done. I'm definitely going to go in with a little bit more of a shimmer later on, but I don't really want to focus too much on that. So we're going to go on and get into the look. I don't really have much of a plan, and since I'm feeling more chocolatey-ish today, we're going to be using this darker color, this lighter one, and this brown shimmer. So I'm going to be taking my packing brush and I'm going to go into the lighter color first. And then I'm going to focus that on my inner corners and then bring it down to my outer half lid. And I'm only going to put a little bit in the middle portion of my under eyelid. So much fallout. Here's that swiping technique I did before, and as you can see, there's no more fallout, which is really nice. So now I'm going to do this again on the other side. I feel like I look like some kind of Dalmatian, but with brown spots. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with that dark brown color here. I'm just gonna kind of line the area where I put the dark brown. And then connect the corners from my under eye to my top lid. And I'm just gonna round that out without actually buffing it. Again, I'm gonna go in with my fluffy brush and just wipe away the fallout. Now we're gonna repeat that on the other side. Now I'm going to go in with my fluffy brush and just buff out these edges, make sure they look a little smoother. And I'm going to start from my bottom lid so that I don't have any extra that I don't want blended in from the top lid. And I'm going to start from the middle arch of my eyeshadow and then bring it down. Okay, pretty happy with that. And I'm just going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to buff out the bottom portion of my eyeshadow, then buff out the middle portion of my eyeshadow on my top lid, and then bring it out to the, I guess, wing of the eyeshadow. whatever's left on it, I'm just going to blend this more into the light brown portion. which I should have done with my packing brush, but I didn't. We live and we learn, we all make mistakes. So now I'm going to take my flathead, and first I'm going to do a test swatch on my wrist just to make sure that this is the color that I want to use. So it's a very coppery tone, kind of like a milk chocolate. Oh, it's not going to show in this lighting. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. But either way, I think it'll look really good with this eye look. So I'm just gonna pack it in the center portion before I bring it towards the inner corner. And I'm just gonna take a little bit and put it on the other, the under eye in the inner corner. Ooh, oh yeah, it's giving full chocolate vibes. Wonderful. I'm just going to set this back in my bag real quick before I continue on. I have two bags here. I have one for my makeup palettes and then one for all my makeup, my skincare, my hair ties, and everything under the sun. Now that that's out of the way, I'm going to take my white eyeliner. I'm going to put little dots in the inner corners. And then two down here under the eye. And these are by NYX Epic Wear. These are my absolute go-to for eyeliners. They last long, the colors are bold, they have a complete color line, and I love them. They're really convenient. So I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to my eyeliner. Goodness, Vixen, come on. So I line my lid first, and then I go from the full corner, and I drag it out. I don't break that contact. I have to drag it out along my skin. And then I'll take the tip of it, and I'll just sweep it to the top portion. So we're going to do that. And after filling it in, I go in where it's the bulkiest, and I'll just drag down until I get the shape that I want. So now after getting more product, I'm just going to connect the top middle to the wing to make it look more smooth. Okay, now that's gonna dry. Looks like we're going for a very dramatic wing today, which we love, we love. And now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. So with this eye, with connecting the lid to the wing is a little different for me. What I'll do is I'll actually go from the wing portion itself and drag up till it connects, and then I'll smoothen it out by going down. Round 3 for product, because this one's being a little bugger. I actually have a fun idea. So this is a trick that I used to do a lot in high school to help myself feel better if my wing just doesn't feel right. I'll go to the wing and I'll drag it down, and then I'll draw a little shape. Just make it look a little more cute. And it typically works. I think I'm gonna draw a star on this side, maybe a moon on this, or a heart. I don't know, we'll find out. So for drawing a heart, I'm gonna make kind of an A shape. Then I'm gonna go to the side and drag a line. Then I'm going to connect these and then fill it in. Then anywhere that I think it needs to be a little sharper or longer, I'm going to drag that out. That looks good. And I do think I'm going to draw a heart on this side. There we go. For the heart, I did 2 dots and then I kind of dragged them down and connected them however I felt needed. Now today we're going to do that trick that I talked about in my last video, where we're going to coat my eyelashes first and then we're going to use my eyelash curler. And it's about time for my mascara to say her goodbyes. She's been well loved, but it's getting close to that 3-month period. Did you know your mascara is only supposed to stick around for 3 months? That's when you should go ahead and swap out your mascaras, because you don't want bacteria building up inside the tube or anything. Oh, and my mascara that I'm using is e.l.f. Lash Extender. But now that that's done on this side, I'm going to do my underside. Now for the other side. And after I'm done doing this technique, I always go in and wash my eyelash curler so that there's no buildup for the next time I have to use it. And for my mascara, I'm going to be doing the technique where I just hold it to my lashes and I blink the product in. Most of the time, it will give an even look that I'm after, where my eyelashes are still pulled together and not too clumped apart. The makeup is all done, except I think we need a lip. And what we're going to do is we're going to do what I talked about. We're going to take my blush and I'm just going to put this on my lips. It's a very bold color and I love it. Now I'm going to take my finger, pop it in, do a little, and there'll be no more around. No more to catch on my teeth. And I do actually have a setting spray. We are going to be using e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. I'm just going to go in an X because that's what it says on the directions. I am not really too familiar with using setting spray. And now we are done with that. And my hair is a little bit of a mess, so we're going to do a time lapse of whatever I feel like doing with my hair today. There we go. I feel cute. And I will show whatever accessories that I'm going to be wearing in the video. Maybe a choker, maybe a necklace. I don't quite know yet. This is the final look. And if you like it, feel free to leave a like, maybe a comment, and let me know how your day's going. If you like this, let me know. Maybe tell me what color you would have preferred me to use. But until then, see you guys next time. Have a lovely day.